This is deadly serious, and we're on a path that is taking us to a path to truth and a timetable that respects our Constitution.
For more, we want to bring in Teisha Powell, a conservative political commentator. Thank you so much for being here, Teisha. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
All right, so we heard what Speaker Pelosi said right there. She said that this is not a game, but the question and the criticism that I've heard over and over again just in the past 24 hours is that by not holding a vote that she is in fact playing a game. She's playing a long game, and the end game here is really just to not hold the vote to help Democrats win back the White House.
Yes, that's what it is, because their top contender, Joe Biden, is having a hard time with the corruption in Ukraine. So Nancy Pelosi and the Democrat, they're going to have to help out the Democrats. So they're going to do everything they can to dumb down President Trump's ratings in order for one of the Democrats to win. So most of us see this as a game. We see it as actually more of a circus.
All right, but when you look at these hearings that are taking place right now, the Democrats, these House panels, are trying to find information that supports articles of impeachment. But so much of this is being done behind closed doors. Should this all be open to the public for everybody to see, so that way, if in fact there is evidence that warrants articles of impeachment, that the whole world knows?
That's correct, and I just want to remind people as well, if they could do this to the president, what's going to stop them from trying to do this in court? I mean, this is not a fair system where you can't go ahead and know who's accusing you of the crime. I mean, you can't do it in courts. You should not be able to do this in Washington, D.C., but we all know that politicians don't play by the same rule.
So, listen, should there be a vote? Yes or no? Should there be a vote?
Yes, we need to get over with it. But of course, Pelosi is just playing politics. It's only a little trick to tell people that the president will be impeached and that people won't be voting for Trump. This is what this is about, and it's really scary that this is what the Democrats are turning to. They're like messing with people's life. I mean, Trump was voted into office, and people would like to reelect him. Get on with it. We don't want any more impeachment.
But yet, Pelosi, Adam Schiff, top Democrats have said time and again, and a few Republicans also, by the way, said that they thought it was inappropriate for the president to use his office in the way that he did on the phone call with Ukraine. Regardless of whether the president says there was no quid pro quo, he says that it was a perfectly legitimate phone call, but that it was the implied message that was sent in the phone call that is what people and in particular what the American public should be protesting.
But we have to understand also President Trump is human. It's also inappropriate for Nancy Pelosi to be abusing her power and doing the impeachment inquiry and pretending as well. It also was inappropriate for Hunter Biden to take that money. So of course President Trump wants to know what's going on. Every voter wants to know, why is Biden getting so much money? We all want to know.
All right, so listen, very quickly, let's bring in our other guest right now. We're having some technical issues just for a moment there. We have Dee Dawkins-Hagler. She's a Democratic strategist and former Georgia state representative. Thank you for joining us and joining in on the conversation as well. So I just want to rewind very quickly and bring it back to how we started the conversation with Teisha here, which is really by not holding this vote, by not putting it up to a vote to actually formalize the impeachment inquiry. Do you think that Speaker Pelosi is just trying to drag this out to help the Democrats win the election?
No, I don't think that at all, because regardless of when the vote is taken, she will have the votes in the House. The issue right now is making sure that all of the information that they get is accurate and relevant. So I don't think it has anything to do with drawing it out. The point is Trump and Giuliani and all these people did something they should not have been doing as related to Ukraine, trying to put the pressure on them to get information on his political opponent. And we all know that that is illegal and it is unethical.
It's also unethical for Hunter Biden to be taking $50,000 a month from Ukraine. I mean, even Hunter Biden said
is not an elected official.
That's correct, but he used his dad. His dad helped pull the plug when he wasn't getting what he wants. Vice President Joe Biden went ahead and made sure he got what he wanted. That's what it's about.
You know what? I think
that's what it's really about.
Rocks when we live in a glass house. I mean, let's look at it. I mean, you have the Attorney General's son who works in the White House. We have all of his children in some way or form or fashion. I'm talking about President Trump now, working with him, going to, meetings they should not be a part of. That is nepotism at its worst. And whether they're getting a salary or not, they're getting kickbacks in astronomical numbers, especially Ivanka when she was making all these trade deals
and
with all of her clothing lines.
I would like to know,
and he's in the White House. He's the president.
month. He doesn't
Joe
seem to be that
Biden
bright
is not
of a
currently
lawyer.
elected.
I mean, even
but
he
Joe
said
Biden
he
is
didn't
not
know what
currently
he's
elected.
Oh, I can imagine when he's elected what they're going to do. I mean, Hunter
What's he
Biden
going
had
to
to
do?
take
Well, you
his
know what?
name
We
off.
know what's happening right now with the president who is elected, who has his children working in the White House, and all of these other people he's appointed who have their children working variously throughout the White House.
You are desperate for any Democrat to win, so we can.
All right, so let's go back.
That's the problem.
Let's go back for a second because we're talking about Joe Biden here. We're talking about the fact that yes, he's not elected right now, but he was vice president. Right, but he was vice president, and he was accused of pressuring authorities in Ukraine to dismiss a prosecutor who was looking into this firm that his son was involved in. So, I mean, how is that different? And that's the question that we've been asking. How is that different? You have a sitting vice president who is accused of pressuring foreign leaders to do something. How is it different when he does it versus when a Republican does it, when you have a sitting president who does it?
First of all, it wasn't illegal what Hunter Biden did. It might have not been the wisest thing to do, but it was not illegal. So we need to, first of all, operate on legalities. It wasn't illegal.
He got a class in ethics. It's unethical.
But it wasn't illegal.
He's not worth $50,000 a month. He's not worth $50,000 a month, and he knows he's not worth $50,000 a month.
He
got it because of his dad.
He got it because of his dad.
Because it's just, I mean, come on. People don't pay stupid lawyers $50,000 a month. Even if he was that bright, he wouldn't be getting $50,000 because he uses
today.
Why not,
ladies? Today you had.
Why not?
You see,
I think many people are working. People make more than that being consultants. People make more than that giving speeches per year.
Today you had, I'm sorry, forgive me, let me just jump in here. Today you had former Special Envoy to Ukraine, Kurt Volker, who made an unannounced story. It was unanticipated that he would be heading back to Capitol Hill. You had Michael McKinley, former senior advisor to Secretary of State Pompeo, testifying before House panels. And we've spoken ad nauseum about what the House panels are looking for. Should this be going on, and I asked this question to Teisha a moment ago, Dee, should this be going on behind closed doors? Should this be open so the public can see and hear exactly what's going on?
You know what? I think that in this case, I'm not sure why they're taking the method that they're taking, but obviously they're trying to get to the bottom of some information. And some of it may be personal, that maybe the public can't hear what it is right now. I don't know. But I myself, I may need to hear some of this that's going on right now, because it's probably much worse than what we think it is. It's probably, the swamp is probably right there in the White House, starting with the president going all the way down. So, I'm all for letting everything be out in the open, but it may be something against our national security why they're not doing it that way.
We have to leave it there. Dee Dawkins, Teisha Powell, we thank you very much. We got to go to a commercial break. Straight ahead, Democratic candidates.